Greetings. In the beginning, there was me, Aristotle. You can tell I'm Aristotle because I'm wearing a very, very, very smart beard right here. A very, very smart beard. So you know I'm very old and very wise. And furthermore, I'm wearing a chiton, which is the mode of dress of ancient Greece, particularly classical guys. They all walked around wearing these sort of white bed sheets and had enormous beards. So we know they're very, very smart. So at this moment, I would implore you to open up your textbook, your Poetics, to the annotated version that your brilliant Professor Will has provided, because he's already underlined the important bits, the bits that I would have deemed important because he has a mind meld with me, and just follow along if you want, or you can just listen to me ramble on, but I'll just pull out the good bits. Okay, so first of all, let's start with the first page, the first section. This would be page 4, okay? The Poetics, number 1. I said in another language, but I no longer speak that language because I've forgotten how to speak ancient Greek because it was so damn long ago. I propose to treat of poetry in itself and of its various kinds, noting the essential quality of each, to inquire into the structure of the plot as requisite to a good poem, into the number and nature of parts of which a poem is composed, and similarly into whatever falls within the same category. Following, then, in order of nature, let us begin with the principles that come first. So what the heck is he saying anyway? I'm not sure I follow any of this. So Aristotle. So Aristotle is a philosopher, right? So he's kind of an analytical philosopher. You'd say he's pretty analytical, like he's trying to make sense of this thing. So he says, I'm trying to figure out what poetry is. I'm trying to figure out the structure of the plot to a good poem, a good dramatic poem, the number of nature parts. Okay, so what are the constituent elements that make for drama? And then everything else. So it's like he's going to say, I'm going to cover everything that relates to drama, and then we'll begin with the first principle. So we're going to start with first principles. So he's thinking very, very logically. This is the most unpoetic Poetics I have ever read in my entire life. There's nothing particularly poetic about Aristotle's Poetics. It's an attempt to understand the way drama functions. Okay, back to you. Aristotle, my bad. Yes, here we are. Okay, so let's just skip ahead here. I ramble on a bit, so there, 1. Okay, that's okay. That's section 1, section 2. Let's just forget section 2. Let's just move right on to section 3. That would be page 6 in your version. I didn't have pages because I wrote on stone tablets, but be that as it may. So here we go. A poet, I say, this third line down, if you want to follow. A poem may indicate by narration. He may either take on another personality, as Homer does, or speak in his own person, unchanged, as I am doing to you right now, or he may act out all the characters in the scene. Like, for instance, the kangaroo just may show up and he's just himself, and somebody will act him out, will put on a kangaroo costume, just pretending to be the kangaroo. Okay, there are 3 differences that distinguish artistic imitation. They are the medium, the objects, and the manner. 3 things. So he's going to tell us the medium, right? The medium in which it works. He's going to say what it is concerned with, the objects, okay? And he's going to say how it works, the manner in which it operates. Simple. So, hence, some say the name of drama is given to such poems. Dramatic poetry, drama, as representing action. Action. So it all starts here, right? This is where we can blame Aristotle with our obsession with action as being at the center of drama. He's conflating the 2. He's saying drama and action, same thing. Okay, check the Oxford English Dictionary. It's still the same. We still conflate drama with action. That is dramatic. Something happens. Okay, that's why we're starting with Aristotle. Okay, yes, back to you. Okay, glad to see I'm not dead yet, even though I'm totally dead. Okay, so 5. Well, this is section number 4. No, yes, 4, page 7. I'm quite a fan of imitation, So this is what I have to say about imitation and its importance. Poetry in general seems to have sprung from 2 causes, each of them lying deep in our nature. First, the instinct of imitation is implanted in man from childhood. One difference between him and other animals being that he is the most imitative of living creatures, and through imitation learns his earliest lessons. And no yes universal is the pleasure felt in things imitated. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oh, yes, yeah, he kind of goes overboard here, but he thinks we really are into imitation. Yes, objects. Objects which in themselves we view with pain, we delight to contemplate when reproduced with minute fidelity. So what is that? We do like seeing things that are fake but imitated, that are like terrible, that we really wouldn't want to see in real life. So, okay, so that's the reason why, the cause again is that to learn, I like learning, I'm really into learning, in case you didn't know. So the cause for this again is that to learn gives us the liveliest pleasure. Oh yes, we love learning, not only to philosophers like me, like you, yes. Not only to philosophers, but to men in general. Yes, I like learning too. Maybe not as much as this guy. Okay, that's the reason why men enjoy seeing likeness, is that in contemplating it, they find themselves learning or inferring and perhaps saying, aye, that is he. That is he. Now, what the heck does that mean? I think what Aristotle means is that we recognize ourselves and others, and we recognize people we know, and that there's some pleasure. We say, that is he. We scratch our heads. Yes, that is he. There's something in that recognition that gives us some pleasure. It's weird that. Okay, so off we go. So, enough about imitation for now. Let's just sort of move ahead and talk about the kinds of characters we find in comedy and tragedy. This is page 9, section number 0. So, my performance may be having some issues, but I will keep on going. Stop for a second. Said my performance is having some issues. I really don't like it when they comment on my performance. But at any rate, comedy, as we said, is an imitation. Comedy. We're going to talk about comedy. Oh, no. Well, let's not. Comedy is an imitation of characters of a lower type. That's all I'll say about comedy for right now. But epic poetry. Epic poetry. You remember what epic poetry was? Epic means... Epic is the big stuff, right? It's like Homer, Iliad, Odyssey, all that stuff. Yes, epic poetry agrees with tragedy. In other words, has something in common with tragedy. It agrees with tragedy insofar as it is an imitation of characters of a higher type. Now, I would say, too, that epic poetry and tragedy differ in their length, for tragedy endeavors as far as possible to confine itself to a single revolution of the sun, or slightly exceed the limit, whereas epic action has no limits of time. Yes, indeed. Okay, tragedy. Okay, so let's talk about tragedy and what it does with imitation, okay? This is turned to section number 6. This is page 10. Tragedy, then, is an imitation of an action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. Takeaway points there, okay? Those 3 words, just to unpack those 3 words, there's an essay in that. It is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. Magnitude. It's got to matter. Complete, beginning, middle, and end. Serious. It's not trivial. There's a lot at stake. Okay. Again, serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. And I prefer in the form of action. Action. Yes, I prefer in the form of action, not of narration, blah-de-blah, blah, 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 blah. And through pity and fear affecting the proper purgation of these emotions. So, difficult emotions, we will purge or purify, or something will happen to our emotions of pity and fear, right? When we're watching this thing, through watching action, not just blah, 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 right? Action will create more of an empathetic response, in other words. So we need a little bit of song too. We need a little bit of verse. So yes, I could rabbit on here a little bit about character, and I don't make a heck of a lot of sense. Maybe we'll come to character later. I say, for instance, on page 10, by character, I mean that in virtue of which we ascribe certain qualities to the agents. Yes. Qualities to the agents, that's clear as mud. Oh, and thought is required whenever a statement is proved or may be in general truth enunciated. Oh, well, that's really, really helpful. Yes, we'll just skip this bit. Okay. The most important, though, is the structure of incidents. For tragedy is an imitation, I'm now on page 11, Same section. Tragedy is an imitation not of men, no, but of action, of life. And life consists in action. And its end is a mode of action, not a quality. Action, action, action. It's all about action. So, I just lost my beard. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I knew that would come off eventually. I've been exposed. Well, next time we'll just have to it's a little prop failure here. Okay, well, you'll just have to bear with me. Character comes as subsidiary to actions. The incidents of the plot are the end of tragedy. The end is the chief thing of all. It's all about end. It's all about action. Character serves action. So, if you string together a set of speeches expressive of character and well finished in the point of diction and thought, you will not produce a single tragic effect. Okay? In other words, it's not enough just to have an interesting character who blah, 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 talks a lot, maybe some bad stuff happens, but he just talks about it. You don't really see it, okay? So, yes, exactly. You string together the speeches of character, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, the most powerful elements are of the emotional. Oh, yes, I do like emotion. You wouldn't know it to listen to me, especially about my fake beard, where I'm lacking moral authority now. You see my sort of receding chin. It really covered up sort of like worst features in my aging years. So at any rate, so the most powerful elements of the emotional, oh, yes, they are peripeteia, or reversal of situation, peripeteia. Oh, yes, we love that Greek word. One Greek word in English, you silly people need three. Reversal of situation or recognition. So, peripeteia, fortunes change, and the character recognizes that the fortunes are changing or have changed. It's that simple, right? When that happens at the same time, it's a good thing. It's a good day. It's a good tragedy. Yes, character holds second place, I go on to say. And thought, the faculty of saying what's possible and pertinent in certain circumstances. Yes, it's number three. But character is important for plot because it reveals moral purpose, showing what kinds of things a man chooses or avoids. Man. And of course, here we go, his gendered language. He is such a sexist, misogynist jerk. Just wait until we get later in the Poetics because you'll really see what a misogynist whatever he is. Okay. But, hey, he's an ancient Greek. So, he's like dead. He's been dead for like 2,343 years. So, okay. Character. Yes. Character reveals moral purpose. As I said, shows the kind of things a man chooses. Man chooses or avoids. Thought, on the other hand, is found where something is proved to be or not to be. A general maxim is enunciated. Yes, okay, whatever. Fourth, elements that comes enumerated in diction, language. Diction, song holds the chief place among the embellishments. So next comes song. That would be number 5, if you're counting. Number 5, thought, character. Okay, at any rate. So, character, spectacle. In the emotional attraction of its own, but it is the least artistic. Oh, least artistic. Well, geez, thanks for insulting stenographers the world over for the next 2,300 and some years, you jerk. So these principles that they're established, let's discuss the proper structure of plot, imitation. Oh, this is number 7, if you can count in Roman numerals. Tragedy is an imitation of an action that is complete, whole, and of a certain magnitude. Oh, yes, you've already said that. But that's what philosophers do. They repeat themselves a lot. Yes, a whole that has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Oh, yes, we must have a beginning, middle, end. Now it sounds really, really simple, but actually it's a beginning, middle, and an end puts us into the area where we got to think about formulas. What does it mean for something to have a beginning, middle, and end? What constitutes a beginning, a middle, and an end? Oh, yes, okay. A well-constructed plot. I say, a well-constructed plot, therefore, must neither begin nor end at haphazard. Plot. Got to have a good plot. The sequence of events, I say at page 13, according to the law of probability or necessity, will admit the change from good to bad fortune or from good fortune to bad probability. Yes, he had a thing for the probable. Yeah, it had to be probable. The plot, being an imitation of an action, must imitate one action, and that a whole, a structural union of parts being such that if any one of them is displaced or removed, the whole will be disjointed and disturbed. So no extra anything for Aristotle. Everything that is there has to be there and serve the plot. If it doesn't, off it goes. So, yes. So, there we go. That's 5, 6, that's 8. Oh, now, number 9. Oh, it's not the function of the poet, I say, to relate what has happened, but what may happen. I'm more interested in what may happen, what is possible according to the law of probability and necessity. What is probable? Poetry, therefore, is more philosophical and a higher thing than history. Yeah, history. For poetry tends to express the universal history, the particular, by universal I mean how a person of a certain type will on occasion act or speak according to the law of probability or of necessity. Right? Therefore, we must stick with stories we know, I say on the next page. We must not, therefore, at all costs. We must, therefore, keep to received legends. We must not, therefore, at all costs, keep to received legends. So, yes, we change them. We alter them slightly in the telling them. It follows that the poet or maker should be the maker of plots rather than of verses. Since he is a poet, because he imitates, and what he imitates are actions. So I fill in the actions to the stories that we know. But of plots and actions, I think episodic, bottom 14, are the worst. I call a plot episodic, in which the episodes or acts succeed one another without probability or necessary sequence. I think Bertolt Brecht is really crap, and so is Shakespeare, but that's beside the point. Tragedy is an imitation that is complete action, but also of events that inspire fear or pity. Such an effect is best produced when events come to us by surprise. At the same time, they must follow cause and effect. Now, in the next section, I talk about simple and complex plots. I basically say, yeah, simple plots change a fortune. No reversal of situation, no recognition from the character. Not good. Complex plot is one in which change is accompanied by a reversal in fortune and a recognition as to why that happened. Much more interesting. Reversal of situation, I say in 11, is a change by which the action veers round to its opposite. Subject always to the rule of probability and necessity, probability and necessity. Yes, we've heard you. If you've said it once, you've said it 100 times. We get it. Probable and necessary. Okay. So, yes, recognition. Recognition is the change, page 16, from ignorance to knowledge, producing love or hate between persons designed for the poet for good or bad fortune. The best form of recognition is coincident with the reversal of situation, as, for example, in Oedipus. A recognition combined with reversal will produce pity or fear. I'm liking pity or fear. That's what it's all about. Because then you're feeling something, right? Okay, so in conclusion, well, that's as much as I say. You can read the rest. In 13, I talk about the parts of tragedy, Exodus, and all of that. I talk about what a perfect tragedy should do. I talk about how I really like Oedipus, because I think it's really, really great. I think Sophocles is a really, really, really good playwright. I talk about a little bit more about fear and pity and all of that good stuff. And character, we got some gems here in character. I mean, as people really have piled it on me for what I say about character, but character must be good if the purpose is good. But character is related to class. Even a woman, I say, can be good. Even a woman. I say this on page 20. Okay, so yes, I know I'm a sexist, misogynist jerk. But yes, even a woman can be good. Also a slave. Though a woman may be said to be an inferior being and a slave quite worthless. Excuse me? Did you actually just say that? Yeah, yes, I'm afraid it's well, okay, I can be excused for that, I hope. Okay, just draw a red line for that. Pretend I never said it. So it's like you're really not reading it. So, probable, back to probable. It must be probable, plot. Probable, that means I don't like any sort of deus ex machina crap, sort of where somebody comes in and swoops down from the heavens, flies in and then just takes control of the situation and saves everything, okay? So no deus ex machina ending the abrupt abruptly ending the action of a sequence of events, as I'm doing just now.